Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a Massachusetts Central Radio Show. I'm your humble host, Mike Mo, and I'm going to show you something right there. So I'm going to tap on this. You guys see this right here? You guys see that right there? 2734. That is episode 3 that will be uploaded tomorrow night when I get back home from work. So I'm going to work my brains out, and then I'm going to give you guys an LA Noire episode probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Probably for Noire, for Tuesday Noire night. So that 27-minute episode is going to be up tomorrow night. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. So, you know, it's very introtacular because I'm starting a new desk in the game. So, patrol desk. And, so I'm going to explain, I explained in the video that the episodes are going to be about half an hour long. And it's going to be in multiple parts. So it depends on how fast I get through certain sections. My guess is I'm going to probably be able to do that I'm probably going to be able to do that in multiple. I'm probably going to have to do that in multiple parts. I'm going to obviously, I'm obviously going to, do the investigations, and you guys are going to be a part of that. So, so the part I stopped at was at the, one of the residences of one of the, persons of interest in the game. So and I think I'll probably do it in, I may do it in 3 parts. I may do it in 4. My guess is I'm probably going to do it in 4 parts. My guess is I'm probably going to do it in 3 parts, most likely. I'm not going to do it in 4. If I have to extend it maybe to 30, 35 minutes or 45 minutes for a special. But I'm going to only be recording them from 27 to 30 minutes. And I had to put a timer on myself to stay within that limit, because I don't want you guys being bored for half an hour, being bored for 45 minutes, and me just talking, and shooting the breeze and doing nothing. So let me just get this out of the way. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying. Oh, by the way, where are my manners? Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Mo for the Massachusetts Central Radio Show, here for the introduction, 4 minutes in. So yeah, everybody, how is it going? My Monday has been pretty good. As I told you guys in the radio show episode yesterday, when I was, as I said in the radio show episode, when I was doing the victory laps for Kyle Larson being NASCAR champion first time, I had a doctor's appointment today, and I had it at 8:20. I got there at 8:10. They actually took me in at 8:05. They actually took me at 8:10. We got out of the office. That office at about 8:40. So it took me. So from the start, they took me at about 9:15. They took me at about 8:15. So it took literally half an hour to get through that. Usually we're there half an hour to an hour. Usually we're there from an hour and a half. Depends on if I get a shot or not. But the way things have been going for me lately, I haven't had to get a shot. So, and stuff like that. So I have done so. I have not had to got the shot. Gotten the Lucenta shot. This little needle. I have not gotten that shot for 9 months, and that's a good thing. That also means 9 months that I can actually. That's actually 9 months that I can obviously be proud of, because I think the longest I went without a shot was 6 months. I think in 2019. I think in 2020. Yeah, so I think I had to get it like 2 or 3 times in 2020. Yeah, I had to get it like 2 or 3 times in 2020, and I got up to 6 months in 2021, and then I needed a shot in March of 2020. So I haven't had one since the spring of. So I haven't had one since the spring of this year. So, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can go almost a whole year without one of these shots. So, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So, it's definitely good, because it definitely has helped, because, you know, it stinks actually. I've been lucky not getting the shot during the pandemic, because it's just one more thing to, it's just one more problem for us to have. So today's the 8th. We are 11 days away from, the Pokemon remakes. We're 2 days away from a certain milestone for a certain boat. Tomorrow's the 9th, and then I actually have a radio show on the 10th. And for those of you who know what happened on the 10th, back in 1975, wink wink, I will give you guys extra points, extra brownie points, if you guys know what happened to a certain ship on the 10th. So, but I'll reveal that in 256, because this is 255. Because this is Radio Show 255. We're at 255, folks. We're almost getting to 260. And I just want to say to everybody, we're getting super, super close to 6,000 views in this on this channel. We just passed, as of last night, as of last night, we passed 5,700 views. 5,700. I have got to say this, guys. It's good. We hit another milestone. So, and to hit another milestone, it seems we're 11 days away from the Pokemon game getting released. Thought I'd show you guys another trailer. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is just touch base. All right. So this is about 2.5 minutes. So this will take about 2.5 minutes of your time. Cyrus. The Sinnoh Lakes. I actually got pre-orders, so I can get some of these things. So yeah, so that's going to be the. So I thought I'd just sort of that for a kind of a celebration for the 5,700 views that you guys have bestowed upon me in the last couple of stuff. So oh yeah, by the way, I'm actually finished the. I've actually finished another game. It was $37, and it was well worth the price. So this game right here, the Famicom Detective Club. For those of you guys who do not know what that is a the Famicom, and then the Famicom disk system, and then the Super Famicom were systems that Nintendo released back in the late 80s. So before we had the Super Nintendo, which was the SNES, and just about to say this here, so over here in America, we did not get the Famicom. I don't think we did. We didn't get the Famicom. We got the Super Famicom, which was technically our SNES, or our Super Nintendo Entertainment System, for those of you who are privy to the old school naming. So the reason why they call it the Famicom Detective Club is because it was obviously done on the Famicom disk system. It was released in the 80s. So these games, the game I just played was brought out in 89 and 88, and then the sequel was brought out in the Missing Air, which was the sequel, which is technically the sequel to that game, obviously. So one's in 88, one was in 89. The games are as old as I am, and so the Famicom system. The Famicom system was actually the Famicom disk system. Was Famicom Detective Club. So the family computer disk system was this little doohickey right here. So that was the Famicom disk system. Famicom was obviously Famicom, not Famicom. Famicom was short for Family Computer Disk System. So this was obviously kind of so the disk system obviously boosted the original Famicom system, because the original Famicom system was not very so you guys can see that was the original Famicom system, and then that was the SNES that we all knew. So it used to be the SFFC, the SFC, which is the Famicom, Super Famicom. As I said, RSNES. And back when this came out, this was $179 when it came out. That was just the Famicom system. And then I believe the disc system was a peripheral system, and that as you guys can see, I'm just gonna zoom this in again. So that's the Famicom system right there, and the disc system is the red box at the bottom, and that was so you could put floppy disks in, and the floppy disks were like this. So and then eventually we got the SNES, which a lot of people know, but a lot of people do not know about the Famicom, the Family Computer Disk System. Obviously, they had cartridges back then, but then that disk system obviously made it better. And the Famicom Detective Club was a two set. So one was 88, and the one that was released in 88 was the Missing Heir, and then there was the Girl Who Stands Behind, and there were two volumes. There was one volume, and then you had two of them. They were both a separate game. The first entry was the Missing Heir, and the Missing Heir is actually the sequel technically, but they released the sequel first, and then the prequel to that, The Girl Stands Behind. And Kenji Yamamoto, for those of you who don't know, he's the man who did a lot of the DBZ stuff, and he got hit for plagiarizing. So yeah, Missing Heir came out in 88, year before I was born, and The Girl Who Stands Behind was out in 89, the year I was born. So the game I'm playing right now is actually as old as I am. Well, the content and the basis of it is as old as I am. So a lot of the stuff that they actually do, and a lot of the visuals are 80s, and stuff. I mean, the protagonist has in the original, when you don't see the original. You don't see him on the this box on the original. In the SNES version, it's more updated to be him he wears a jacket in the original, and a jacket and shirt and button down shirt. In this one, it's more of a button down shirt, but it's more casual. A lot of the adults who look distinctly Japanese in this game, thank you very much, because some of them do, some of them don't. The girls look typical. They look like typical American Japanese hybrids with, of course, it's set in, I'm going to say early to mid 80s. I'm going to say it's set in the early to mid 80s. Yeah, I'm going to say it's early to mid 80s that it was set in. And there's obviously there's some stuff in there that's set 15 years prior. There's a mystery in the game that's set 15 years prior. There's a case in the game set 15 years prior, and you have to essentially do it. But I'll give you the premise of the story. I might do it on the Switch, so I'm not gonna spoil too much. But basically, you follow a nameless protagonist, and you can name him whatever you want. you can put your first name, you can put whatever your channel name is. I always put my name. They do not pronounce your name because the game is actually all in Japanese. It's actually the second game that I actually well, actually it's the third game that I actually have in all. Actually, no, because the other, because the Harvest December is not set in, is not voice acted. So you play this orphaned boy who's, basically searching for his parents, and you're on the run from the police because they think you're a vagrant of some sort, and you know they think you're part of what's happening in the story. You eventually get taken in by the detective in the game, and he puts you up in his office in exchange for you actually helping him solve cases. It sort of feels like Ghost Hunt a little bit. For those of you guys who don't know Ghost Hunt, I did Ghost Hunt back. I reviewed Ghost Hunt the anime back in 2017, when it was recommended to me by a certain somebody that I used to work with. So, I kind of find it kind of funny that that the protagonist in this game, the nameless protagonist, you actually have to give him a name. I forget what his real name is, to be honest. I forget what his stock name is. So he's a 15-year-old boy, and you obviously have to name him. I do not know his real name because you obviously have to name him, and your first case is the murder of a girl who's about a year older than you, and you know, since you're an orphan and you don't have any parents, you're obviously not. It seems that he's gone to school. That you've gone to school. That you've obviously gone to school, and that he's gone to school because he doesn't have. He obviously does have. So I guess what happens is a couple months later after you join him, you do a bunch of cases. You do a bunch of errand cases, I guess, but I guess you don't technically go to school. So, and you're technically in a profession, and the protagonist, as I said, probably does have some schooling. So, because he does know how to answer a phone, write things down, and jot things down in a notepad. Obviously, because I think Utsugi, or the detective, teaches him how to do certain things, and you investigate the crime scene of this girl named Yoko Torajima, I forget the name. I've had to play I'll have to obviously look this up, but you investigate this crime scene of the girl named Yoko and her friend Ayumi, who is basically the center of this game. Mostly, and you'll see how it plays out. I'm not gonna obviously let's play it because I have to play it through. I have to play a game through at least twice to get what it's all about. Obviously, I'm not going to do that with the Sinnoh Pokemon remakes because I obviously know what to expect because I played the originals. So I played Pokemon Platinum. But you meet Ayumi, Tachibania. Not, what's her full name? Tachibana. And then the protagonist is, and there's a lot of cool voice acting. I noticed, I've seen playthroughs of the other game, and I noticed there's some voices that carry over, and there's some look-alike people that carry over. So when I have enough money to purchase the second one, or if I get a PS, or if I get a Nintendo card to buy the second one, I'll play the second one, and I'll tell you guys the differences. So, and I'm gonna play through the first one at least twice, so I know what to do and stuff like that. And there's a reason why I want to play through it twice, because obviously your first playthrough, you don't know what you're doing. You obviously have to figure out what not to do and what to do to get certain outcomes. The outcome in the game is the same no matter what you do. So basically what your protagonist does is you actually have to go around this this high school that has the weirdest name in the world, to be honest. So you have to really have to go to investigate and question people at the Ushimitsu High School, which if I ever do a playthrough of it, I'll tell you guys the meaning behind that. But it's a weird ass Ushimitsu meaning. Ushimitsu is so it means 2/3 portions of the Koku, which is 2-hour units of time, which is why they have Ushi and Mitsu. It's the old standard Japanese timekeeping when the day was divided into 12 of the 2 hours into 12 hours apiece. So at the time of 2 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. So the reason why this game is named, the reason why it's so aptly named, is because a lot of the stuff that happens in the game is gonna be at the nighttime hours, and a lot of the stuff that happens on is in the later nighttime hours. It's kind of weird. So you basically have to go around, talk to Ayumi, Tachibana, and her classmates, and you meet an art teacher that you talk to a lot, named Kumada. You also meet this guy named Mr. Hubino, who is voiced by Shinichiro Miki. And if people don't know who Shinichiro Miki, if you have watched any sub anime before, you will know Shinichiro Miki is known for a couple of roles in. I think he's known in Dragon Ball Super. I forget who he plays. I think he plays some I don't know. I think he plays a certain power obsessed Supreme Kai in training or something like that. I forget his name. I think his name was Zamasu. Yeah, it was Zamasu. So if I ever do a Let's Play, I'm basically going to I might reference him in those scenes and the way how he acts in this game. He definitely fits the case. Shinichiro tends to voice somebody that's in a power position, but not really all that clean. So kind of reminds me a little bit of Zamasu. Zamas, as they call him in Japanese. So yeah, and then you talk to a janitor, Urabe, who's the principal, and then you talk to a bunch of other people, and each day you learn a certain thing about you learn a certain thing about you learn about something about Yoko, and you learn out that there was a case that happened 15 years beforehand, and you're basically investigating the reason why it's called The Girl Who Stands Behind You. Girl Stands Behind is you're basically investigating a ghost rumor of a student that was obviously murdered in not in the same fashion, but you'll see in the game. Game's very good visually. It's very good. It's typical detective thriller. It's text based. There's some good music. You can switch between the different. You can switch between Famicom and Super Famicom. Although in the original release or before one of the patches, I believe you could only do Famicom and Super Famicom. I forget which one comes. You can go with the modern audio, but it's very, very cool to some of the sounds are very good, and it's good to have a game like that, because as you guys know, I like detective thrillers, and you guys will definitely like it. If I ever Let's Play the game on the Nintendo Switch with the new capture card, I might be able to do that. I might do an episode here and there. I don't know, because I have to do a second playthrough of this game, and I have to get and the reason is because at the end of it with Ayumi, you if you do certain things the right way during the investigation, there's this whole affinity thing. Since you're younger than she is, there's obviously some romance thing involved. I don't know why the Japanese do this, but they do it anyway. So if you conduct yourself correctly in the game, there's heart scales, and you're rated from 1 to 20. If you're really harsh and you don't do your job, and you fail to do certain actions, you will get a rating lower than 10 hearts. Ayumi doesn't have any affinity. There's no attraction, to be honest, and she actually comes back at the end of the game, and if you get it right, I forget how it does. One of the male students actually shows up and tells you, oh, hey, I think it depends on how you question people. So you might get one of the other girls in the game that shows up, or you might get one of the guy students if you get middle of the road. If you get a middle of the road rating, but if you get 20 heart gauges, I believe you can go for. I believe she'll sit there and go, "Oh, hey, we're compatible," and as I said, I don't know why the Japanese games do that. The last game I did that was Tokyo School Life, which I'm not going to record because I think it's horrible. There's too many Master Roshi moments in this game. in that game, so I'm not going to bother. I think it appeals to certain Western audiences, but I think it would be more Japanese audience to have what they do in this game. In this game, it's more serious. And the game actually kind of nods you away from that, actually. They made a couple of changes. I may do that if I ever do a playthrough. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'll just tell you guys, I give the game, usually I give the game a 10 out of 10. I thought it could be a little bit longer. I think it could have been like 15 chapters long. But you know, it was a good game. And for $34, I paid $37. For $34, it's very well worth the price of admission. And I think it's very good to see that, you know, they bring back old tech. The game isn't very graphically, the game graphically is more, it was more SNES and stuff like that. You couldn't, when you talk to people in this game, certain characters were done better than others. So I definitely give it an 8 out of 10. I think it could have been a little bit longer, and they definitely could have helped you out a little bit more. They give you clues, obviously, but obviously when you do all that cluing stuff and you ask for, there's no intuition point stuff in this game like noire. So you almost have to learn how the game works first time around. And then when I get a 20, and then when I get the 20 heart scales, I'll let's play it. But I'm not going to play for a little bit because I have noire to finish. And I also have Pokemon coming on. So when noire gets done, when Pokemon gets done, I may do the Famicom Detective Club. Don't quote me on it. So yeah, I'm gonna bid this one due, folks, because I've been here for 38 minutes and I'm probably gonna bore you guys half to death. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later. Catch you guys not tomorrow. You guys will catch gameplay tomorrow. I'll see you guys in 255 for an anniversary of a certain maritime tragedy. So I will see you guys then. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'm going to definitely say what I need to say. So, and then a certain game is coming out. Certain game anniversary is also coming out very, very soon. So I will obviously highlight that when I get to it. So, alrighty, folks, I'll see you guys later. Peace, goodbye. As usual, everybody, long live America, long live our rights. Pray for everybody out there. Let us all stay safe. Let's get out of this pandemic in one piece. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you guys later. Also, pray for all my friends out there. You guys know the ones. Well, minus one. But yeah, peace out, folks. I'll see you guys later.